What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am your host, Brett's Real Reviews, and today's topic is comic book movies. And to be fair with you guys, I thought of doing 5 perfect comic book movies, but I want to up the game up a notch to 10 perfect comic book movies. I have them all in my hands, and I actually want to talk about it. So I want to know in the comments, what is your 10 perfect comic book movies? So let's talk about it. So for one of them, it's actually The Dark Knight, the Batman movie. Like, I'm a big fan of the Batman movies, like the original ones to all the new ones. Like, The Dark Knight is by far the perfect one out of the Christopher Nolan movies. This was by far one of the fun, perfect movies to see the Joker in play and seeing Batman taking him on. It was a great film, but really entertaining. The other fun one that I saw this once before, but it's still the perfect movie for a fun comic book movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Like, I saw this movie once before, but I had to watch this movie again because it was a fun movie, fun comic book based movie. We have Chris Evans in this movie as one of the ex-boyfriends for the girl, and it has a fun fighting sequences. It was so insane but awesome. This movie was epic. And now the other perfect one I thought of going into the Marvel movies. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is probably one of the perfect ones that I did enjoy, like the space odyssey of all the superheroes in space taking on Ronan the Accuser and Nebula. Everything was so great with this movie. It was like really entertaining. The other one I thought of was actually Deadpool here because I'm a big fan of Deadpool here. Like, I saw the new one. What an amazing film. But Deadpool 1 is one of the perfect ones that I do have to say was by far my favorite one in the bunch. But overall, it was an amazing, epic, yet movie. The other one, I thought of the whole animated DC films, and I thought of the Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, started by the Flash, chasing the timeline to save his mom, Noah Allen. As we know, for one thing, this has been going on for a long time, from the CW shows to this movie. It has a great concept of a fun story to see how Flash, we first time to see Wonder Woman and Aquaman fighting each other, and they have an epic moment in this movie. By far one of my favorite Flashpoint movie here. And I dare to say, Logan is one of them. By far one of the perfect X-Men movies up to date. Like, I like this one and X-Men Days of Futures Past, but I chose Logan here because it's one of the perfect stories about Logan. And it has a great concept of the journey with this new girl, X-23, to Canada. And this whole thing itself was an amazing story. And yes, I say Endgame because this is probably the perfect movie still. Like, I love how they did with the story, where Ant-Man came back, created this time heist journey, get all the stones, reversing everything what Thanos did. It was such a great movie, by far one of the perfect movies in Phase 3, and this was a perfect movie. And with the last movie here, so I want to show you guys, we have another animated movie, but it's a Batman-based one, Batman Under the Red Hood movie. And this movie was, wow, there's a lot of movies I have in this categories, but I chose this one because the story, Jason Todd, everything was so great to see Red Hood in play with this movie. I love it how they did with the story. The last two here we have The Joker, and yes, that this movie is a perfect one because I love how they got involved with the actor that played as Arthur Fleck, as you know, Joaquin Phoenix that played him was fantastic. Like, this whole story itself is so fantastic that I want to say it's awesome. Then I have to say Spider-Man 2 is one of the perfect ones because in the whole Spider-Man universe movies that I've watched, Spider-Man 2 is one of the most superior movies with Tobey Maguire. With Doc Ock, Spider-Man, Harry, everything else was chaotic. It was so amazing. Probably one of the perfect ones, so. And that's all of my 10 perfect comic book movies. Thank you all for coming to Butts Video Reviews, everybody. Bye, everyone.